It is 12 o'clock. Welcome into Three Man Front. We're halfway home on this cold, blustery Monday. It's supposed to be in the 70s by the end of the week, but yeah, it's wintertime. You know what? It ought to feel that way because we are champions of the hockey rink, and it's cold in hockey rinks.
It's fitting, right?
That's right. A gold in the women last week against Canada. And then yesterday morning, bright and early, the United States knocked off Canada in overtime. And the United States can claim gold in both the men's and women's hockey. First time that has ever taken place. We've also been talking about the breaking news out of Tuscaloosa is Charles Bediako. He has filed an appeal to the Alabama Supreme Court. Meanwhile, he has actively put forth in the court a potential of him getting an injunction now, which would allow him to play as he's awaiting the Alabama Supreme Court to hear his case. So don't know what the time frame is on that, but we are checking, and Charles Bediako is like a bad penny, just won't go away.
Yeah. The warmer weather hopefully is coming back, and it's not going to go away forever. And when it does, what does that mean? That means going outside, but it also means storms here in the deep south during storm season. That's why our friends at Noto Roofing, great roofing company, Sammy and Matt Noto. I've known these guys since we were little bitty, and they grew up here in Birmingham in the metro. They understand what you expect here as an Alabamian, and what you expect when it comes to your roof. Locally owned and operated, they're going to work alongside your insurance company, assist in the claims process if you need assistance. And Chris, one of their talented professionals, has been in the roofing industry, I tell you, almost 3 decades. He's going to be very honest and open about what he finds, and he's going to let you know if your roof doesn't need fixing. In fact, he's going to be over at our house. We're going to walk the roof. I've got some questionable issues. And before I go and just get a complete overhaul, I need to tell him what's going on. Landrum, hey, we need to repair this. We need to do this. Or I might need a new roof. But I know that they're going to be upfront and honest when they do that. Ventilation inspections. All inspections are free to all Jocks listeners. Offer financing if you need help with the payments as well. It's Noto Roofing. Say yes to Noto. Noto roofing.com. That's Noto roofing.com. When you call, Sammy's going to answer the phone. Matt and Chris will come out to your house. Make sure you tell them Landrum from Jocks sent you.
I've had some people text in and ask me about the time frame in which the Alabama Supreme Court may hear Charles Bediako's case. I could just go on this. Mike Rodak, who's on this program every Friday, he told us just a couple weeks ago that the Jeremy Pruitt case against the NCAA, that was appealed by the NCAA to the Alabama Supreme Court, and there's been absolutely no movement on that. And that was good, a couple months ago that the NCAA appealed to the Alabama Supreme Court. So I don't know what their docket looks like. I don't know how they handle things in regards to appeals to their court. So I don't know. Maybe by appealing it to the Alabama Supreme Court, they're hoping to get that injunctive relief where he can play immediately in Tuscaloosa because they all know that it's going to be a minute or two before the Alabama Supreme Court hears it. I don't know. Just spitballing. So text line is open. Courtesy GMC 205-834-9450. Auburn's coming off a big win over the weekend against the Kentucky Wildcats. Bama, they had a win against LSU down in the Bayou. So if you're looking at the SEC schedule this week, Auburn is at Oklahoma tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You can hear the game right here on Jocks. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, Mississippi State is in Tuscaloosa taking on the Tide. That is an 8 o'clock tip-off. Earlier this morning, Joe Lenardi, he has posted his updated daily bracketology. Florida is the number 1 team in the SEC according to bracketology. They're a 3 seed, 9th team overall according to Joe Lenardi. Alabama is a 4 seed. They're the 2nd highest SEC team according to Lenardi. 16th overall team. Tennessee, Vandy, and Arkansas are 5 seeds. SEC 11 total teams. Auburn would be in the tournament as one of the last 4 byes in the NCAA tournament. If you look at the net rankings over the weekend, after everything that took place, Bama is currently 21. Auburn is 33. Auburn is 5-10 against quad 1 opponents. Bama is 7-6. So that gets you updated on what's going on in the world of college basketball.
I'm just wondering with the likes of, what happened in Texas this past weekend and Missouri.
Yeah.
Where those 2 teams face. But there's a lot of basketball and good basketball left on the conference schedule that most likely will decide it for a lot of these teams.
if the SEC tournament started right this second, and we're getting ready to have the tournament starting on Wednesday, this is the way it would look like. Ole Miss and Auburn would be a first-round game on Wednesday. The winner of that game would play Missouri. The winner of that game would play the double-bye Alabama Crimson Tide. So Alabama and Auburn would be on the same line of the bracket. Ole Miss would be a 14, playing Auburn as an 11. Mizzou would be a 6, waiting the winner of Ole Miss Auburn. And then Bama, based on the tiebreakers, they would be a 3 seed, and they would be sitting there as a double bye recipient because the top 4 teams in the league get a double bye. Bama would play either Ole Miss, Auburn, or Mizzou on Friday night.
Yeah, and for the teams like Alabama, who you believe have a shot to win it, they're in Nashville as far as the old SEC basketball tournament. I know it comes back every year, the topic of conversation, how many of these teams need a win or maybe 2 in the conference tournament. But if I remember past years, the NCAA net rankings and just talking with our resident bracketologists, that there's those exceptions and those circumstances that might dictate a team having to win or how a team performs in their conference tournament. I don't believe it plays that much of a factor into it anymore.
Yeah.
Because at that point, why would you need Auburn in a neutral site game against an Ole Miss team that might finish below 500? Why do you need to see that one again if you saw Auburn beat them in Oxford, and let's just say Auburn beats them when they play here in a couple of games at Neville Arena?
Yeah, I'm with you. The AP poll for college basketball just came out. Means really nothing. We just like to bring it up because it kind of tells you the teams that, in regards to the basketball intelligentsia that votes on this each and every week, how they're viewing certain teams. Duke is number 1. No big surprise after their win over the weekend against Michigan. Arizona is now number 2 after they beat Houston there in Hoffman's Pavilion. Michigan is 3. Iowa State's 4. Houston is now 5. Florida comes in at number 7. Alabama, they're at number 17 this week. So they made a nice little jump after beating Arkansas and LSU over the last week because they were barely in the top 25 last week. They're now 17.
8 o'clock tonight, we get Houston and Kansas.
It's a big one. Kansas is currently 14th in the Associated Press. Houston is 5. There was some Alabama football news that came out this morning, and I think you're going to see a lot more of these as it's starting to come out. Alabama football announced their 2028 opener is going to be against Georgia State.
Yay.
The addition to the schedule means that Alabama, which will be playing a 9-game SEC schedule moving forward, will need to drop one of its other non-conference games. University of Alabama had already had Ohio State, Oklahoma State, and Tennessee Martin on the 2028 schedule.
Oh, Kalen, I don't see any way around it. You got to drop Ohio State. I'd be so mad if I was an Alabama fan.
So you mean that you would play Ty Simpson's dad's team as opposed to Ohio State?
No, I wouldn't. UT Martin, Skyhawks, they're fine. UT system takes care of them.
Mm-hmm.
How did they get all those foreign players on their basketball team?
I don't know, but 2028, Oklahoma State might actually be a football team again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think he's going to do well.
I think he's going to do well, too. They're paying their quarterback a lot of money.
Yep. They just got to – didn't they get a pretty big commitment, financial commitment towards NIL?
I think they did.
After what had happened under Gundy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Gundy wanted to play the game, so I don't think he really pushed the issue. And by that time, everybody caught up to it, and it was really starting to play out on the field with those last 2 football teams that he had. He'd had enough.
So how long will the negative cycle be when Alabama drops Ohio State from a national perspective?
Oh.
SEC backing down.
Yeah, it won't just be Alabama. Yeah, the whole SEC will get pooed on.
Will Kirk Herbstreit do a podcast and cry, talking about the destruction of college football, not seeing Alabama and Ohio State play?
I don't think so, but I'm pulling for it.
Pulling for him crying?
Well, for that, yes. Yeah, he and Galloway and bring in other people from the network that like to crap on our conference.
Yeah, forget about them having a deal with the SEC.
Yeah.
Talking about the ESPN folks.
Yep. Easy target.
Yeah.
By the way, Twitter poll.
We have an update?
We got an update. You want to hear the latest numbers?
Yes.
All right. If you have not gone to Twitter, you can find it at the number 3-man front. How do you feel about the Charles Bediako filing an appeal to Alabama's Supreme Court? Against it, move on is one of the choices. 79.2%.
Oh,
we are 8/10 of a.
We are so close.
From that 80% we're trying to get Alabama fans.
No, you are.
Alabama fans.
I'm just an observer. You've actually got skin in the game.
I do, because I predicted 80%. I predicted 80%. We're at 79.2.
I think a lot of people getting
9 out of 10 Alabama fans that I've talked to have actually said don't bring him back.
I think people getting in their car going to lunch right now.
I think it's Auburn fans voting. They're all for it. They want.
So it's Auburn voting
Alabama,
for it. Alabama fans are voting against it.
Yeah, I think they want Alabama to take the continued criticism for Bediako.
Can you imagine people getting in their car at lunch right now and they're looking at their watch and they're going, "Is this like a
is this a best of?
Yeah, is this a repeat show?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are we doing here? I mean, Charles Bediako lost. The NCAA won in Tuscaloosa. What is going on here?
Because if I remember, that was February 5th when the ruling came down. Is that right? Or February 5th is when the news came out that Greg Sankey had put that on the affidavit.
Because you said you were in Colorado, and it came as a news bulletin at the bottom of the screen in Colorado that the SEC commissioner had crapped on Alabama.
Long day of beautiful, beautiful skiing. Came down the mountain, and I thank God that I'm still alive, number one, and everything was still attached to my body. And then it's, what is it? Why is my phone exploding? What is this? Oh, boy. Well, this will be fun to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been. But I thought it was over. It's not over.
No.
Charles Bediako is still here in the state somewhere.
No.
But I'm trying to read on this. If we can have an attorney or somebody that can weigh in on the Alabama Supreme. I see where oral arguments are heard on Wednesdays typically.
Okay.
But that's just an oral argument. So I don't know about everything else.
But my question is, the NCAA has appealed the Jeremy Pruitt injunction, and nothing has happened because Mike Rodak's given us updates on that periodically on Fridays. That's right. So why would this case jump in front of the Pruitt case or any other case that the court needs to hear?
But you know what you threw out, Pat, in your line of thinking, and it would make sense if Bediako and his team, his legal team, had a plan to ultimately sue the NCAA, then you would want to show that you exhausted all other relief before you brought that lawsuit out, right?
Mm-hmm. That's my thinking.
That makes more sense to me than the judge who denied Judge Pruitt coming back, and he would have to be the one that granted this right to go to the Supreme Court.
Who now? Say that one more time.
Judge Pruitt. So if you've appealed to the Supreme Court, and that's what they've done now, but they are seeking more temporary relief.
The temporary relief has to come through Pruitt.
Yeah.
Who ruled against them for the NCAA.
I'm just going to give Judge Pruitt the benefit of the doubt that he had an idea that they had this available at their disposal if he ruled against them, right? I can't see him going back on his.
I don't either.
Felt like he had a. No, I'm definitely going to give him the benefit of the doubt in him knowing that. I think that this is more in the line of what you're saying. Knows that they're not going to get it. Knows it's not going to be overturned going to sue the pants off the NCAA.
Yeah, I
or
think
take them to court.
Yeah, I think they're going to check every single box they can. And then if you lose all those, just like in the O'Bannon case years ago, or the House case that ultimately got settled, and that's where we're in the predicament that we're in now with the House settlement and all these schools having to pay all this money. Could be wrong, just a thought.
Well, a lot of your text rolling in, checking. Oh, we've eclipsed 80.
Have we?
We're at 80.3%.
Never a doubt.
See, people are going to lunch right now, and they're
I
hearing this.
I just appreciate the honest Alabama fans.
And people are like going, why are we doing this again? But again, it's not Alabama. This is Charles Bediako. I mean, Charles Bediako, as he told us in court, he is a U.S. citizen. No, he was from Canada.
You think he was beat up about men's hockey yesterday?
I don't know.
Was he up as early as I was and you were? Yeah, that's how my wife woke up. It was me yelling across the upstairs the first goal.
Can't believe you didn't make her get up to watch the game with you.
That's not really how it works. Not on Sundays. I give her a little bit extra. But I knew that would wake her up, and it did. She came in, face painted, ready to go.
Was she really?
No.
No.
She did have on some Olympic garb, though.
As she should have.
She forgot the night before. I said, babe, we got
hockey in the morning.
We got puck dropping 7 a.m.
And then we got church.
I don't think she heard me.
No.
I think she had her earbuds in or, yeah. That works better.
She was listening to the Friday edition of Three Man Front.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
So this interesting coaching staff. I just saw this, that the United States men's under 18 national team, the head coach is Anthony Grant, former Alabama head coach, and one of his assistant coaches is Nate Oates. What are you looking at me that way for? Why the scowl? If you're watching on YouTube, Landrum just gave me a scowl.
I don't know.
Is it because you have one former Alabama basketball coach and the current Alabama basketball coach on the same staff?
Just feels like they're cooking up something.
You know what they should do is they should ask Wimp to be on the staff.
That would be good.
Or Avery Johnson or Godfrey.
Avery. Let's bring back Avery. Is he still calling American games?
You know what? I have not seen him on any broadcasts of late. So I'm not sure what Avery's up to.
What's Godfrey up to?
I've seen him do some podcasts. That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Go down to Best Buy, get you a mic, get you a YouTube page. You're good.
Find at least one other person in your family that'll listen to it.
Yeah. Go to one of these data.
You're off and rolling.
Just get a data farm to, say you got all these viewers and listeners. Yeah.
We're going to have to get to all of these texts at some point.
Are they good?
Yeah. Some of them aren't the ones I can read. There's just a mix. It's Bediako, and then it's mixing in with the Canadian Prime Minister and people throwing out piercings, and it's just a lot to.
It's a menagerie.
It's a lot to wade through here, Pat.
Okay. But we'll get to them.
Yeah.
This is the Monday edition of Three Man Front, Reaction Monday. Molly Robinson, Landrum Roberts, I'm Pat. Conrad will be back with us tomorrow.
Yeah, Posey was kind of thinking the same thing I was. Coaching the 18 and under team, that'd be a good way to get to know some of the prospects.
I think that's probably a good reason why. More Three Man Front on this Reaction Monday on Jocks. It's 1223 here on Jocks. You know your foundation and waterproofing specialist is Deep South Construction Pros. Deep South is a family-owned company with real Southern roots. If you're dealing with foundation issues or moisture problems, Deep South Construction Pros are the experts. Foundation repair and waterproofing. That's the backbone of what they do, from cracks to wood damage to crawl space moisture and mold. Their trained crews fix the problem at the source. The owners are proud Alabama locals who still call this place home, and they're committed to serving families across Alabama and Tennessee. In the Deep South, reputation means everything. That's why Deep South Construction Pros puts their name on every single job. They treat every home like it's their own, with real Southern hospitality, honest answers, and fair pricing. For foundation issues and other problems with your home, go to deepsouthconstructionpros.com. That's deepsouthconstructionpros.com. Deep South Construction Pros, your home, their commitment. Because of your home, it matters to them as well. deepsouthconstructionpros.com.
205-834-9450. That's the Jocks text line. You can react on this Reaction Monday. A lot of reaction to Olympic hockey. Men's winning gold yesterday over Canada. Women's, of course, last week. But also Charles Bediako. If you're just tuning in, Charles Bediako, his attorneys, they are still at it and appealing now to the Alabama Supreme Court to overturn the decision that was most recently handed down by Judge Pruitt there in Tuscaloosa. Twitter poll reads like this: do you believe, or would you agree to having Charles Bediako come back? No, done with it, or yes, bring him back on. 79.3% of you so far have said move on.
So it's gone down.
It dropped down 1 percentage point, and there's plenty of time for you to vote. Let's get to the text line, though. 205-834-9450. Let's just start with this one from Cliff in Northport. Does Pat still believe in Bigfoot?
Absolutely.
That's why he has a moat around his house.
Yes, in case he falls in. I can capture him, make a lot of money.
Make a ton of money. This one reads, does Charles Bediako's defense use the reverse Joey Aguilar, present the only letter where a conference commissioner submitted an affidavit to sway the court's decision as defense to the unevenness in which the NCAA makes rulings?
You know, I was in the state of Tennessee when the Haggerty ruling came down. People were outraged. There were protests in the streets in Chattanooga because they have no quarterback now. It's either George McIntyre or Faison Brandon.
Are you playing that up, or were people really outraged?
People did not care
They
one
didn't care?
bit. I will tell you this, it was really cool.
I mean, I knew there wasn't protest, but if there was visible frustration.
No, there really wasn't.
Okay.
Really wasn't. I saw a lot of USA hockey jerseys. I did. Like we went to lunch on Friday, and there was at least different parts of the restaurant. There were two people that were wearing USA jerseys, and we were out and about on Friday evening as well. And yeah.
My wife, I mean, she doesn't watch very much hockey. I don't watch very much hockey, but I've been watching during the Olympics. But it was funny when they showed Hellebuck's goalie helmet.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, wow, that's intense. I like it. I was like, yeah. And then he goes on to have maybe the
when you stop 41 of 42 goal shots. Yeah.
Best individual performance by a goalie in Olympic history?
During NHL goalies.
Yeah.
Because apparently, obviously back in the old days, Russians used to have pros playing hockey anyway, and there's probably a goalie that had, stopped 45 shots.
How are the Winnipeg fans going to react when he comes back to the home ice? He's your star player, but he's almost single-handedly made you drink shut-up juice for the next 4 years at least.
Sure did.
At least. Someone chiming in, UAB first win at Memphis since 1999. Yeah, that's all they do is win on the road.
It was incredible yesterday. Just an impressive performance by the Blazers. Chance Westry, 23 points. Evan Chapman, 22 points. Blazers led Memphis for 33 minutes, shot 45% from the field. It was their 8th conference win in a row away from Birmingham. It was their 9th straight win on the road. And the win was also the Green and Gold's first ever in the FedEx Forum. And then the first win in Memphis in almost 27 years, 1999. So Blazers now 18-10, 9-6 in the American. They're setting themselves up pretty well with only a few weeks left to go. The tournament is here in Birmingham at Legacy Arena. And if UAB can get one of those top 4 slots, they could get that double bye and put themselves in a really nice position potentially to make a run. But they're back at home Sunday against North Texas. So they're off during the week, but they'll play again. It's an early morning. It's an 11 o'clock tip-off from Bartow.
Alan asks, how is a Canadian player named most outstanding player over the U.S. goalie? It's very simple. That's the fine folks at the Olympics recognizing that the United States is winning too much, not only there, but globally. And this is a way to still let the Canadians have something. I don't know. I don't know how they figure that out. He was my MVP. Hellebuck. Someone asking, Landrum, did you see Ronald Acuna pimp his single yesterday, already in midseason form? Wait, single, like musical? Or
I think he's a base hit.
Base hit.
Yeah. I assume.
I didn't know. He was out there with Bad Bunny. Are we collaborating? What are we doing? Oh, that's what it says. Did you see Acuna pimp his single yesterday? Like hey, I got a new single out. Y'all go and find it.
How about this? The Braves this morning, they've announced they have signed former Auburn left-handed pitcher Peyton Glavin. That name sound familiar?
Yes, it does. That's Tommy's son.
That's correct. Glavin has spent the past few seasons in Washington's farm system, posted a 3.42 ERA over 76 innings and just 3 home runs allowed.
You got to give him number 47. That's what his pop wore.
Is it
Tom
retired?
Tom Glavine was a great hockey player. Did you know that?
I should know. Yeah, I did know that. So Smoltz was too, was he not? Because Smoltz is from Michigan. Yeah.
I think he played hockey too, yeah. Maddox, I don't think so.
I should know this, but I don't keep up with it.
Because Tom Glavine was drafted, if I remember correctly, by the Los Angeles Kings.
I assume Glavin's number is retired in Atlanta.
Yes, it is. Glavine was drafted by both the LA Kings in the 94 entry draft. That would have been the 4th round. And then also 69th overall. He was drafted 2 rounds ahead of Brett Hull.
It's pretty good. Brett was an outstanding hockeyman.
And normally you would say, oh, what were they thinking? But we didn't get to see Glavine play. And if you're a Hall of Famer in the sport that you ultimately choose, I can't naturally assume you wouldn't have been a Hall of Famer in hockey. Heck of a golfer, too.
So Peyton Glavin, signed by the Braves.
This one reads, dang, Canada didn't catch enough L's last week, so Bediako's trying to catch another? That's good.
That's good.
Mark says, wait a minute. It's okay for a player to sign a Major League Baseball farm system team and then come back to college to play? I'm sorry? We're not talking about Peyton Glavin.
No, Glavin used to play at Auburn.
Now he's with the Nationals, and now he's with the Braves organization.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. We're talking like Jamie Howard when he played in the Braves organization as a minor leaguer. Russell Wilson when he played in the Rockies organization as a minor leaguer, came back and decided to play college football. I don't think he was what we're talking about. Maybe he just misunderstood about Glavin coming back.
Yeah, Glavin played at Auburn, but then he's been in the Washington Nationals farm system, and now the Braves have signed him to a minor league deal.
All right, here it is. So, is it acceptable for a grown man to wear a USA jersey when not at the game? I.e., basketball, football is a no-no.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it anywhere, anytime.
Neither do I. I've never really thought about that before.
I've heard that question come up before. To me, it's no different than someone wearing a T-shirt of your favorite team or whatever the case may be.
You want to wear it, wear it.
Yeah.
It's not my preference. I have jerseys. We wear them opening day.
Yeah. As a female, and I know you just stated this, but as a female and you see a grown man wearing a jersey, do you think of them any different?
I don't think twice about it, Pat.
Okay.
I'm like, cool, he's wearing a jersey. What player? Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't either. I was just from a female perspective. I didn't know if like you saw that and go, oh gosh, that guy's a weirdo.
Bad news is if you want one of these hockey jerseys, Steve is telling us you can't get them.
No, listen
anywhere.
I have been eyeing this for the last few
I hope
weeks.
they're not made by the same people as Caitlin Clark's jersey. Yeah, hadn't forgot about that one. No.
I would like to add that jersey to the jerseys that I have in my collection. And
with a light.
Yes.
We got to get that light.
Yeah. That would have been really come in handy yesterday. But you didn't order me one quick enough. I gave you plenty of notice. I sent it to you like a week ago.
I wonder how many, because I did hear that during some Sunday school classes yesterday, praise reports. It was like this just in, and they were giving the hockey scores. What I would have liked to have had is the picture that the White House sent out trolling Justin Trudeau of the bald eagle dug into the goose, smashing it into the ice and the snow, and giving that to, you could have just given that without any context. Like, oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, boom.
And if you missed it, as a reminder, this is what Trudeau said about a year ago in regards to the U.S. and hockey and all the above.
And yeah, we're probably going to keep booing the American anthem. But let me tell Americans, we're insulted and we're angry, but we're Canadian, which means we're going to stand up for each other, we're going to fight, and we're going to win.
Yeah, just not yesterday.
Let's see. Let's recap a couple things quickly. You did not win the World Series. Sorry, Toronto didn't win it. Dodgers won that one. Oh, so close. Sorry, losers. And then you lose in women's hockey to the United States. Boom, done, losers. And then yesterday morning, you get embarrassed by the sport that you proclaimed to the world, that you basically created, and that you dominate everyone, and we beat you. And we didn't need as many shots as they took.
And, sorry, Molly, you gave us Justin Bieber. So, big old L for all of y'all.
All right. More three-man front here on Jocks.
Three-man front, we continue here on this Reaction Monday. A lot to react to. Charles Bediako, his attorneys appealing to the Alabama Supreme Court. No statement from Nate Oates that I've seen. No statement from Greg Byrne. Have not seen anything from SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, but seeing a lot of text and reaction from you. It all starts with the Jocks text line, 205-834-9450. You can find us on Twitter, on social media, at the number 3-man front. We have a Twitter poll question going right now, Pat, that we have crafted in this emergency hour.
Yes, it's an emergency Twitter poll question. How do you feel about Charles Bediako filing an appeal to the Alabama Supreme Court? There's that magic number Landrum predicted as we launched the poll question just about an hour and a half ago. It was going to be 80%, and we are sitting at 80% is against it. 20% of you, hey, all for it. Go for it, Bediako. So
205-834-9450. Someone, you'll have to freshen me up on this. Molly, might need you for this one. Let's not forget the biggest L Canada took last year when Kendrick Lamar ate Drake's lunch and ended his reign of terror in the music industry, LOL.
Remember, Kendrick Lamar was the Super Bowl halftime show last year, and they were really button heads.
Okay.
Say Drake. That's what he said with a little smile.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. John Smoltz did not play hockey. We're stereotypers. He's from Michigan. I still remember his high school card. John Smoltz. Bama has won 6 in a row. I love Chuck, but it's time to move on.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Someone asking, is it okay to wear a Cam Newton jersey on the ski slopes? Asking for a grown man.
I don't have a problem with that. Molly doesn't have a problem with that.
I don't.
Landrum doesn't have a problem with it.
Where would you want?
FSU Dave, he texted in and he said, never put your own name on a jersey. See, I'm just the opposite.
I'm the opposite. I'm not.
Well,
unless it's.
I know you have
Hank Aaron.
you have an Acuna jersey, right? Or is it Aaron? Which one do you have?
Well, I've got the Hank Aaron, but it doesn't have his last name on it. But I would absolutely own it if it had his last name. But it's his jersey. I had an Acuna T-shirt jersey. It was one of those, but I bought those. Me and my little nephew, who's a Braves fan, he's a big Acuna fan, and so we could take a uncle and nephew picture. But no, I don't buy jerseys with other people's names on them.
No, every jersey that I own.
If you do, that's fine. It's just my preference.
Yeah, my preference. I have my name on the back of the jerseys.
Well, and the reason I do that, if I'm going to spend $200 on this jersey, either want it to say Roberts on the back or not say anything, because I don't know what that joker is going to do at some point. Maybe he bombs out. Maybe he gets traded.
Maybe he does
something horrible.
Yeah.
And he gets put in prison back in his home of the Dominican Republic. That's just one of the examples. You never know, Pat.
So we have 2 Red Wings jerseys. I think my brother, we have a Gordie Howe one, and I think he has that one. But the other one that I have was actually my brother's when he was little. But my brother has always been really tall, so his old jerseys fit me now. But it's a Red Wings jersey that says Robinson on the back. And like I said, he got it when he was a kid, but it fits me great, so I wear it.
Yeah.
Now, the Detroit Tigers jersey that you have, that was given to you by Steve from Tuscaloosa.
Yes, it's Riley Green.
It's Riley Green.
Not the country music singer, but the baseball player.
Always just been weird about, and this is going to sound bad. I don't trust my fellow man that much. So for the people that put maybe their last name or how many kids or the names of the kids on the back of their automobile, like to me, I wouldn't do that.
To me, that's like a safety issue. To me, just thinking
it's a safety issue. But this potentially with a jersey, if you put your own name on the jersey, not saying, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. If you wear that jersey and it's got somebody else, that's fine. That's you. Do it. Not taking your man card.
You know, this is interesting. This is really fascinating. So There's been times that I've told you about how betonline.ag takes geotags of hashtags and things that are used on Twitter or X
Yeah.
to like give us, okay, which state is rooting for the Patriots in the Super Bowl, stuff like that. So they have just come out with one.
Please tell me this is worldwide for hockey.
This is in the United States for yesterday's men's gold medal game.
What?
What state do you think had the most tweets, most texts in regards to the United States winning the gold medal?
I would either say
I would say Michigan or Minnesota.
Those are excellent guesses,
say
but they're
that.
wrong.
I would have said Massachusetts, but you asking the question.
Massachusetts was 27th.
Which region of the country are we talking?
I think it's the
Upper
South.
Midwest.
Okay.
Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Illinois,
More
Wisconsin,
Great Plains.
Nebraska.
North Dakota, South Dakota is 1 and 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Utah was 3rd. Wyoming 4th. Alaska 5th. West Virginia 6th. You ready for this? Oklahoma 7th.
Wow.
Idaho 8th.
Idaho?
Alabama
Yeah.
had the 9th most tweets and social media handles during the Olympic men's hockey game yesterday, followed by Arkansas at 10. See, the South, we love hockey. We love America.
We just love America.
11's Tennessee, 12's Kentucky, 13's Mississippi, 14 Louisiana, 15 Kansas, South Carolina 16, Missouri 17, Indiana 18, Nebraska 19.
Woo.
Montana was 20th. Massachusetts, as I mentioned before, was 27th. New Hampshire 31, Pennsylvania 34, Colorado 37, Connecticut 40th, New York 41. So Alabama had the 9th most tweets on X yesterday in regards to the U.S. men winning the gold medal.
I love just in the shots that we got of watch parties, the bar in Ohio when the goal was scored, just watching different demographics from all over this great land, but everybody pulling together. There's no dissension. It's not this side is right or this side is right. We're all as one, and we're watching a group of guys go out there losing teeth, taking sticks to the face out there on that blood-stained gelato.
Wow.
That's good, isn't it?
That is good.
Well, see, I guess Michigan because, I mean, there's a lot of players on the hockey team that are, I think Hellebuck is from Michigan, Dylan Larkin's from Michigan, Wierenski's from Michigan, Jack Hughes trained in Michigan.
Snowboarder and my spirit animal, Nick Baumgartner.
Michigan. Megan Keller on the women's hockey team, she's from Michigan. So that was the thought process behind my Michigan guess.
That's good.
Yeah.
205-834-9450. This is Dave. Is this our buddy? No, I don't think this is FSU Dave. Have you talked to FSU Dave?
He's been texting.
Okay. It's dual citizenship. I know he was pulling for the United States, but all right, we'll get to your text. More folks like Dave in a moment.
12:52 here on Jocks. Thanks for tuning us in on this Reaction Monday. A lot of you have been chiming in about the big story. Charles Bediako not going away quietly. He has filed an appeal, or his lawyers have, to the Alabama Supreme Court after he was denied his motion in circuit court for a preliminary injunction. Of note, he is seeking an interim injunctive relief that would allow him to play immediately. Now, the irony of all this is that the judge, Judge Daniel Pruitt, who denied his injunction, and the NCAA got the win in Tuscaloosa, he is the judge that would need to grant him the preliminary order for him to be able to play again. So we'll see what happens. But many of you have been chiming in on the Courtesy GMC text line, 205-834-9450. Right now, it's overwhelming both our Twitter poll question in regards to this topic and the text messages that we've received, Landrum. Is that overwhelmingly Alabama fans or the fans of college basketball says it's time to move on?
Yeah, people claiming to be Alabama fans. Others that don't have a rooting interest just weighing in, 205-834-9450. And we got Dave. He is chiming in, and he says, he had said with regard to Justin Trudeau's shade being given by you guys, he said Barron Trump bears a shocking resemblance. Just saying. Who, to Justin Trudeau? Is that what he's saying?
Perhaps.
I don't know. Barron Trump, how tall is he? Good 6'8", 6'9"?
Tall fella.
Yeah. Someone asking, Alabama number 9 in hockey interest? Forget War Eagle or Roll Tide. The new chant is drop the puck.
It's pretty fascinating to see that Alabama, but Oklahoma was 7th.
Wind comes sweeping down the plains. That waving wheat.
I understand North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, Wyoming, Alaska. I understand those 5. But then West Virginia, Oklahoma, Idaho, Alabama, and Arkansas round out your top 10.
I know we have hockey fans in the state, but I think that that's more about just being proud of your country and exclaiming it.
I tell you what, Patton Trustful keeps telling me that Molly's going to get on a Zamboni there at the Birmingham Bulls game.
Yes! My lifelong dream is coming true.
Molly has always dreamed about driving a Zamboni machine.
What if she can't see over the steering wheel?
Well,
I had a book as a kid that was like a hockey alphabet book, and the title was Z is for Zamboni.
Do you still have that book? You can sit on it.
Somewhere.
So you can see over the steering wheel.
she'll need a couple
Zamboni,
of phone books.
I tell you, that's Zen for me.